Lesson 2 starts on page 4, and it's about identifying even and odd numbers. Before we talk about the difference between even and odd numbers, let's learn a few definitions. Let's learn about what a whole number is. Whole numbers, what those are, it's like a sequence or a group of numbers that include the counting numbers and 0. So you'd start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Remember, digits are a special group of numbers, individual numbers from 0 to 9, and more specifically, individual counting numbers from 0 to 9. So whole numbers, that's just another definition of a group of numbers, and you start with 0 and it goes on and on. They're like counting numbers starting with 0 and going on forever. Let me show you something. Start with 0, 1, 2, 3. Anytime you see this dot, 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 that means you continue that pattern on forever. Now, even numbers, those include a group of whole numbers, and odd numbers include another special group of whole numbers. Let's talk about those now. Even numbers, their last digit is always 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. That's how we can always tell if a number is an even number, if its last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And remember, in lesson 1 we learned what they meant when they said last digit. That means the digit to the farthest right in a number. Now look at odd numbers. The last digit in an odd number is always 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. These are two good things to remember. What the difference between an even number and an odd number is. Even numbers always end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Odd numbers always end, or their last digit is 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Something else that you can use to help you distinguish between an even number and an odd number is that even numbers can be paired. And hopefully you know what a pair is. That means like two of something. For example, let's say we had 7 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Let's pair up these dots. And so we have a pair here, a pair here, a pair here, and then we have one by itself. So 7, that tells us that's an odd number because even numbers can be paired. For example, if we had 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can pair that. There's a pair and there's a pair. So we have two pairs there. Even numbers can be paired, odd numbers cannot. Let's do some practice problems. We have 6 problems here at the bottom of the board. What I want you to do is tell me which ones of these are even, and go ahead and write them all down, or you can just write down the letter of the ones that you think are even. So once you pause the CD, write down which ones you think are even. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and circle the ones that are even. Remember, we can always tell if it's even if the last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Okay, so we have 1482. That would be 124, 990, and then 0, that is an even number because there's not like a last digit. There's only one digit, but it is 0, so that's even. And then 44,441, that's odd. It ends in a 1. Okay, so this is something you need to memorize, the difference between an even and an odd number. Okay, well, that's all for lesson 2.